How you going, guys? Stephen here from HobbyKing with a fantastic new plane. You guys have seen this before. We sneaked it before and here it is. It's the Durafly Tomahawk, a fantastic FPV mini wing. So I've got one in the studio. We're going to unbox it, go through what comes in the box and do the build. All right, guys, see you soon. So we have the Durafly Tomahawk in the box. We'll unbox it, we'll go through all the components and then we'll build it. So with all the parts for the Tomahawk laid out on the desk, you can see it's going to be a very simple, quick build to get you in the air nice and fast. So here we have the additional canopy which allows you to put an action camera on the top to film all your flight footage. A 5 by 4.5 two-bladed propeller. So we have the two composite vertical stabilisers that fit on the bottom of the aircraft. The two ball link arms which control your elevons. Your two vertical stabilisers which simply just glue onto the top of the aeroplane. And of course, the mighty Durafly Tomahawk. So pre-installed, we have a multi-star 2205 2150 kV brushless outrunner motor. And inside we have a pre-installed 20 amp ESC. Now the ESC comes with a pre-installed XT60 battery connector and your two pre-installed 9-gram servos which control your elevons. So pre-moulded in the front of the aeroplane is the area for your FPV camera, and then in the front here you would have your battery located, and at the back here we'll have the receiver. So pre-moulded into the wing are 3 carbon spars. You have one through the centre of the wing here, and then if I turn it over, you've got 2 which run through this part of the wing here. Now, as you can see, we also have carbon rods which run through the elevons and connects to the ball link connectors for precise control. Onto the design of the Durafly Tomahawk, basically everything has been thought out and planned. Inside the fuselage, we have 2 longerons on both sides of the fuselage which give you strength and support. At the front here we have cooling which cools the battery, and also underneath here we have another cooling scoop which cools the motor. Now, speaking of cooling, the top of the actual hatch has a vent here which then would run over your VTX and cool everything as it flies through the air. Now, once you have it all fully built, the hatch simply clicks on through a little catch there and a magnet at the back which holds it on nice and tight for all your cool FPV flying. And to finish off the build and to make your Durafly Tomahawk an individual one, you have a sticker selection of 4 different colour schemes and an assortment of numbers. The tools you need to complete the build are some CA glue or some Yoo-hoo just to basically glue on the foam components, the ball link pliers for your control surfaces, and a multi-tool screwdriver and that sort of thing. And even though this is a plug and fly model, you will need your FPV gear because that's where the fun is with the Durafly Tomahawk. So here we have a camera, your VTX, an antenna, and the wiring to connect it all together. A battery, I've chosen a 1000 milliamp graphene. You can have either a 3-cell or 4-cell. 4-cell's a lot of fun with this aeroplane. And of course, a transmitter and receiver. All right, guys, on with the build. So guys, that completes the build for the Durafly Tomahawk. As you can see, the stickers are now applied. That's the longest part of the build. And also the vertical stabilisers, both top and bottom, have been applied with either your choice of glue. I've just used Yoo-hoo, like I said before, and also some CA glue for the bottom parts because they're a carbon or a composite material. So inside we have connected all the FPV gear and the receiver. We'll open it up and have a look and see what's inside. So as you can see here, guys, we have a Quantum hardcase VTX simply screwed to the plastic support and a new Quantum Pagoda antenna which comes through the top. So up front we've moulded in a camera mount into the foam nose so you can mount your camera. I've basically used a HS 1177 which fits perfectly in the Tomahawk. So as you can see in the front we've also got the graphene battery and the orange receiver. And speaking of the receiver, we've designed these 2 parts at the back here which just are basically 2 holes which allow your antenna to come outside the fuselage and they do not interfere with your VTX. So here you can see the alternative canopy. Basically, we just put a run cam on there so you can capture all your flight footage. And of course, you would install all your VTX and run electrical components as you have done with the other one. So now the specs for the model. The wingspan is 670 millimeters. The length is 360 millimeters. Your total weight without all your VTX gear and battery is 220 grams. Pre-installed, we have 2 9-gram servos. They run your elevons. Pre-installed, we have a 20 amp ESC with an onboard BEC. At the back you have a multi-star 2205 2150 kV brushless outrunner motor, and spinning that motor is a 5 by 4.5 inch propeller. And like I said before, you can run either 4 or 3S. And of course we have 4 different colour schemes: green, blue, red and this fantastic orange. Alright guys, let's take it up for a fly. So guys, that's the Durafly Tomahawk FPV purpose-built mini wing. All the links to the products are down below, and make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. I'm Stephen from HobbyKing. Until next time guys.